Reddit, what is the most thanks gift that you've ever received during the holidays? My parents found the Amazon wishlist of someone with the same name as me but not me, thought it was a bunch of weird items, decided to not check in with me or any other family member to see if they had the right list, and that's how I, as 24-year-old male, got a maternity body pillow for Christmas. Yeah, but now you have an awesome pillow. The same crock pot 3 years in a row from my ex-husband's mother. His new wife was gifted one last year. I'm certain that this woman has a pallet of crockpots stashed somewhere in her house. My ex-mil gave me the same ugly pink shirt and the wrong size the last 2 Christmases I had to tolerate her. I never wear pink, and both times, the shirt was literally twice as big as it needed to be. My grandparents had a tradition wherein they would give a new Christmas ornament to each grandkid every year. One year, I think I was about 5, my great-grandma gave me the most beautiful ornament. It was elegant and tasteful, and way too pretty for a kindergartner. Everyone in my family was like, "Where did she get that? She hasn't been able to get out to shop yet." Turns out, she stole it all discreet like off the nursing home's Christmas tree. Great-grandma passed in 1989. My mom still has that thing, and we still laugh about it to this day. I love this story. My grandma passed a few months ago and she would make me an ornament each year. I'm sad that I won't be getting one this year, but I'm glad I still have them to remember the tradition. My brother, maybe 11 at the time, took the wrapping paper off his gift from our grandmother. It was in a tape dispenser box. Cue everyone laughing. Ha 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 ha. You got a tape dispenser. We got pretty quiet when it turned out to be a tape dispenser. This only has me feeling sad for Gram. Lesbian Christmas. My parents thought I was a lesbian and wanted to be supportive. They gave me pink triangle earrings and poetry books by lesbians. I'm not gay. Oh girl. I had to come out of the closet as straight to my parents too. My sister bought me a CD she really wanted for herself. When I opened it, she said, "If you don't like it, I'll just take it." I didn't like it. I kept it. Frick her. My dad used to buy me CDs with the knowledge that I'd transfer the music to my iPod and then not need the physical CD, so he could have it in his car. Perfect system. The very first holiday after my wedding, my mill sent my wife and I, each, separately, the same self-help book on how to survive living with an abusive spouse. Not how to divorce or anything, but how to live in the relationship with an abusive spouse. Not just to her, not just to me, to both of us. 2 copies of the book, are just normal. I was a step-grandchild and my grandmother sold Avon to feed her QVC addiction. So while the other 6 grandchildren got real leather jackets, diamond jewelry, motocross lessons in 1 year, an actual motocross bike, I got plastic Avon jewelry. For reasons too long to list here, I got placed with my grandparents 2 weeks before Christmas when I was 16. I watched everyone open up their gifts and then one aunt gave me a Walmart bag with some socks in it. Another one told me I should be grateful that the family was taking me in instead of leaving me on the street, and that was my present. 7 aunts and uncles and their spouses, along with my grandparents. And that's how they treated me in a situation that was out of my control. Needless to say, I don't talk to my family anymore. I'm sorry these people were complete shitbags to you in a vulnerable time. No way to treat a kid or teenager going through a tough family situation. Glad you went NC. I used to be a little standoffish at work because I'm shy, sitting on my phone instead of socializing with coworkers. For the Secret Santa I got my guy a nice bottle of bourbon because I knew that was something he'd like. I in turn got a book about how sitting on your phone too much makes you an butthole. That's either someone being a dong or someone taking a risk not realizing there's the risk of the person in question not liking their joke. When I was around 22, my mum somehow figured out I had a secret crush on Mark Wahlberg. All I got for Christmas that year were Mark Wahlberg DVDs. From everyone, in various boxes and wrappings. Like so many Mark Wahlberg DVDs, I stopped saying thanks after probably the 5th one. Your family sounds like a funky bunch. I've been a vegetarian for 20 years now. Last Christmas, my aunt gave me a barbecue cookbook and told me it was because men won't date a woman who doesn't know how to cook them steak. Joke's on you. Auntie Lisa, I'm not single because I'm vegetarian. I'm single because I have a crap personality. Please tell me you told her the gift was a mistake. A good steak pun is a rare medium well done. When I was 18, my boyfriend's mom got me an Elmo Live toy. I thought it was a gag gift, but it wasn't. My boyfriend got angry when I told him that no, I did not love it. I didn't say that to his mom though. She was genuinely a very sweet woman. My boyfriend got angry when I told him that no, I did not love it. This part is weirder than the gift itself. When I had my daughter, my grandmother arbitrarily decided that I was going to collect nutcrackers. Every year, she gives us a new one. So now I have 13 creepy 1.5 featuring tall wooden men of various types in my living room for the whole of December. I hate them and fully believe that one day they will rise up and murder me in my sleep. A hot pink sweater that was literally covered in sparkles with a little bow on it. I was 17 and had to pretend to like it so I didn't hurt my aunt's feelings, lol. When I was 12, I asked my mom for a pair of Converse. Instead of going for the basic ones, she got these checkered pink red blue ones that were just so horribly ugly. I pretended to like them but then asked my mom later if we could exchange them. We did, although I still feel kind of bad. A few years ago, my in-laws handed out their gifts to my wife, me and my wife's sister and her then boyfriend. I opened my gift and it was a very large jar container of Cajun seasoning. It was like the size you would get at Costco, seriously large. I was sort of confused because they gave their other daughter's boyfriend 3-4 t-shirts, a hat and a jacket from his favorite sports team, along with a gift card to a store he likes. And all they could come up with for me was a seriously huge jar of cooking seasoning. My father-in-law said he knew I like to cook. I don't like to cook at all, and I got the impression they just forgot to buy me anything or couldn't be bothered to come up with anything better. I really don't mind getting a weird gift, or even no gift at all, but it hurts when it's so clearly obvious they didn't care enough to put even a modicum of thought into it, while at the same time see them buy such thoughtful gifts for their other daughter's boyfriend when I've been their son-in-law for 5 years at that point. I put the seasoning in their pantry before we left to go home. That really hammers home the way you were feeling at the time. Makes me sad just thinking about it. My dad gifted me his old phone when he upgraded. I guess it could have been an okay gift as I had an older phone that I wanted to upgrade, but I just wasn't in a hurry or prioritizing buying a new phone. But it was the same dang phone I had and his was more beat up than mine, lol. I was also 30 with the clear ability to upgrade if I wanted. My uncle gave me a hat once back in my low to mid-teens. It wasn't an awful hat, but certainly not one I would ever wear. I felt really bad laughing at it, thinking it was a gag gift, since it clearly made my uncle sad. He has only given me gift cards since. It was years ago, but it still makes me feel awful. My family always did the post office Christmas gift donation thing. You know, the one where you get a kid's age and gender to buy them gifts. Well, even on social security my dad would give us the choice to do it even if it meant us getting less. I loved it, always looked forward to it. My mom remarries and her new husband thinks it's a great idea to sign us up to receive gifts from the program. I never felt so ashamed. I felt so guilty. I was taking someone's Christmas, I guess. I kept asking mom if we were gonna do it that year, and when she finally drives us to the post office I got excited to pick out a name. She drives to the back and instead picks up 3 bags of presents. 3 for 2 kids. I was mortified. When I finally opened the presents they acted like they got them for us. I couldn't be ungrateful, however, because the people who got me my presents went all out. A really warm coat and soft aft blanket. Art supplies. Really nice ones. That helped me get over myself, but I still felt crappy. A queen-sized top sheet, like for your bed. There was no fitted sheet to go with it and I did not have queen-sized bed. It could be awesome though. We have a king-size blanket for our queen-size bed, since my partner likes to burrito herself when she sleeps. So my family makes this our theme. Instead of Merry Christmas, we have Happy Crappy Christmas. Basically, instead of spending hundreds of dollars on gifts we don't know if the other person will like, we just buy dollar store and wish gifts that we are fairly certain the recipient will not like. but will laugh at the idea of it. Last year, I think my sister won when she bought us cheap Chinese anal bleaching kits. My dad's contribution to Christmas every year is to give everyone a cheap dollar store gun of some sort, ping pong ball gun, dart gun, etc. And we have a massive gunfight until they're all broken. Usually takes about an hour for every last one to break, but it's a pretty good tradition that costs next to nothing. My sister always buys me joke gifts. The coolest one was a Chinese bootleg Thomas the Tank Engine Voltron. The most WTF one was a gourd. My wife still receives a little kid's coloring book and crayons every year from her one grandpa and his wife for Christmas. She made the mistake of telling him that she liked to color when she was 8. When adult coloring books became a thing, I kind of got into it for stress relief. I made the mistake of telling people about it and ended up with like 6 coloring books one Christmas. The pages are so detailed, it takes at least an hour to do one. It may sound dumb, but I was so overwhelmed, I stopped coloring. A year ago my mom got me a small, novelty size butter churn for Christmas. It's not pretty, not an art piece, and has no decorative value. The same year she got my younger brother a Nintendo Switch and Breath of the Wild. One time my aunt was on the wrong combination of medicines. Yes, she did eventually correct it, and she gave my brother and I gift bags that had a single clementine and 2 unsharpened pencils. Sounds close to what I get from one of my grandmas, but in her case it's because she has little income and likes to get gifts for most everyone. My cousins and I get a goodie bag from her for a holiday or something similar. We always get an unsharpened pencil, and at this point it's kinda just her thing now, so I like getting them. First Christmas my girlfriend, now wife, and I spent with my parents, opening gifts in my living room, and my mom gave me a vibrating dong ring as a stocking stuffer. Please say it was a gag gift. When I was 14 or 15 I told my mom that I really liked Andes mints. Every year since then I get Andes mints. I stopped being crazy about them when I was like 20 or so. I had a stack of several years boxes going until I finally made husband take it to work to give away. Similar with me except marshmallow peeps. Every Easter is get showered in peeps from my mom even as a grown man. I freaking hate those things now. My brother bought me a body condom and labeled it to the biggest dong in the world. I got him a sweet clock that had backwards numbers and turned counterclockwise. We didn't really get along back then. Snow shovel from grandparents for my 13th birthday. They said I could use it to make $sign and buy whatever I wanted. They weren't wrong. I'm not at all religious, and once my father gave me a 18 inches tall statue of Jesus. I forgot it in a box in a storage room in his basement when I left. Well, excuse him for trying to sneak you into heaven. Last year I went through a pretty crappy breakup that kept being dragged through me and my ex being off and on for a while. I started to feel better around Christmas time, but still woke up Christmas morning and opened my stocking to find that Santa, my mum, had gifted me a mold your own boyfriend kit out of clay. Wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry. I did spend a nice evening molding an absolute stud though. My dad gave me an air compressor. It was the size of a mini fridge, about waist high, the kind you might have in your garage. Except I didn't have a garage, because I was living in an apartment, and I had nowhere to put it. I have moved since then, but I still don't have a garage or anywhere to put the thing. So it's sitting, unopened, in my friend's garage until I can find a better use for it. It might be time to sell it. Clowns. Every year a new clown. Try to tell my abuelito I don't like clowns. They are weird. Get a new clown figurine, doll, lamp, picture, or whatever every year for Christmas and birthday. I have boxes of clowns. Thankfully sometime in my mid-20s my father managed to divert him to kittens. But that was only after 4 awkward years when he decided I loved cows. I don't love cows either. On the bright side, since I kept them all on my dresser growing up, I was never afraid of clowns. They're just background noise to me. I could probably walk into one in a dark alley and just be all oh, it's just one more dang clown. My mother tries to start new collections for family members that they do not want. She's trying so hard to make sure that we remember her when she's gone. It's like she's trying to conjure sentimentality. She also tries to give us new hobbies we don't want. My in-laws, parents and siblings, all got me pajamas. The issue was when I opened the first set they said, "Since you sleep so much, WTF." My grandma decided it was a good idea to gift my sister and my cousin, also a girl, matching thongs last year for Christmas. The problem being that my cousin was 7 at the time. We still laugh about it when my grandma isn't around. Oh dear. My aunt gave me a banana case. Yeah, yellow plastic thing to put a banana and protect it from the world, I guess. The next year it was an apple case. You know, there's also an avocado case. For our first Christmas together, my boyfriend gave me this beautifully wrapped Christmas gift. I opened it in front of his entire family and it was the ugliest pair of shoes I have ever seen. Like grandmother slipper clogs. The look on my face told everyone how I really felt, even though I said how much I liked them. They burst out laughing as it was a prank and my BF had another gift hiding. I got a similar unfashionable pair of slippers. Feet finally got so cold I said, "Frick it, I'll try them." They go with me everywhere and I ain't even mad at looks I get from guests coming over. Those moffas are the bomb. Even to this day, when my wife and I make pretty decent money, my grandma, 96 years old, still writes us a check for $15 each Christmas. It's very kind of her, but not as awesome to receive in your 30s as it was when I was 12. My grandma decides how much she wants to spend at Christmas and then divides that number by the number of cousins, which keeps growing since my southern cousins are baby machines. Last year my Christmas check was for $13.46. My mom once got me a calendar of photos of fast food, like photos of hot dogs and cheeseburgers. She was like, "Well, you like food, so maybe if you get hungry you can just look at the calendar instead of eating." I got a pair of leggings with French fries on them so that I'd be able to enjoy fries without eating any. I feel your pain. A large box of condoms from my grandma because she overheard me and my ex going at it while she was visiting for the holidays and walked in on us in the heat of the moment. Thankfully the lights were off, but yet it was awkward and hilarious at the same time. Grandma's a bro. Be thankful for that woman and her concern for your willy. Got a seal clubbing nutcracker from a well-meaning family friend. They thought the seal was a pet and the guy was just petting it with his club. LOL. I want this. Quality. Quantity. I once had a girlfriend that gifted me like 12-15 items of clothing from Goodwill. Don't get me wrong, I have no problem with this in principle. For instance, trying to save money, but it just made no sense because 1. This girl did not hurt for money at all, and 2. Several of the items had stains or other damage. 3. By getting so many things she spent more than she would have for one new item of clothing. Easily the worst gift I've ever received. It would be funny if she just gifted you all of the leftover clothes she had from previous relationships. Still a crap gift for sure. A jar of artichoke hearts. Apparently this family friend was around when I plucked one from a jar and ate it, because they're tasty, and I said something about liking them. So she got me a jar of artichoke hearts and nothing else. Everyone else got gift cards for Amazon from her that year, but I guess it was my turn for the gag gift. My husband has relatives who work in a thrift store, so the entire family gets some really weird presents from them. I got a used nightgown like what grandmas would wear. It was white, but had turned yellow from age. Smelled musty too. A stained incense stick holder, with some incense sticks in a package that was opened. A collection of china plates, with stains. A shirt so big, I could swim in it. A lightly used bottle of perfume that was pretty much out of mothballs. I just donate them right back to another thrift store. In 2006 for Christmas, I gave my then fiancée a $450 hand-carved artist's easel. She gave me a 4-pack of Ferrero Rocher chocolates. My sister handed me my gift last Christmas and watched my face as I unwrapped it. It was a small painting of a butterfly and it was the ugliest thing ever, but she had painted it herself. I told her how cool it was and she let me squirm for a minute, then laughed and said, "You dumb bee." That took me 10 minutes and it's ugly as heck. Then she handed me a gift card to one of my favorite places. I've had some amazing ones from my mother-in-law. A how to cook pasta book, a ceramic hen, one candle in a gift box that clearly originally had 2 candles in it, a pasta measurer shaped like a cowboy, and my absolute favorite, chocolate covered nuts. I am allergic to nuts and have an EpiPen. I've had 4 anaphylactic shocks in my life. My husband nearly had a heart attack when I opened them. She's trying to murder you with the hen. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.